astronauts escape malfunctioning Soyuz rocket. A U.S. astronaut and a Russian cosmonaut were forced to make an emergency landing after their Russian Soyuz rocket malfunctioned en route to the International Space Station, ISS. Shortly after taking off from Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan, Hague and Alexey Ovchinin reported a problem with the rocket's booster. The men were forced into a ballistic descent, with their capsule landing a few hundred miles north of Baikonur. They have been picked up by rescuers. The search and recovery teams have reached the Soyuz spacecraft landing site and report that the two crew members are in good condition and are out of the capsule, NASA said. Russia said it was suspending any further manned flights, and an investigation into what went wrong had been launched. What happened to the rocket? It's not fully clear yet. The launch appeared to be going smoothly, but some 90 seconds later NASA, on its live stream, reported that a problem seemed to have occurred with the booster rocket between the first and second stages of separation. Footage from inside the capsule showed the two men being shaken around at the moment that the fault happened. NASA shortly afterwards said they were making a ballistic descent, meaning they descended at a much sharper rate than normal and would have been subject to greater G-force. Analysis: an uncomfortable ride back to Earth. Soyuz is one of the oldest rocket designs but also one of the safest. The malfunction appeared to occur around what is termed staging, where the ascending vehicle goes through the process of discarding its empty fuel segments. The onboard astronauts were certainly aware that something was not right because they reported feeling weightless when they should have felt pushed back in their seats. The escape systems are tested and ready for exactly this sort of eventuality. It would have been an uncomfortable ride back to Earth, however. The crew would have experienced very sharp deceleration on the return. There is already much discussion about the current state of Russian industry and its ability to maintain the standards of yesteryear. Whatever the outcome of the inquiry, this event will only heighten those concerns and will underline to the U.S. in particular the need to bring online new rocket systems. These vehicles, produced by the Boeing and SpaceX companies, are set to make their debut next year. How are the crew? Early reports suggest they have been unharmed by the experience. Their capsule landed about 500 kilometers, 310 miles, northeast of Baikonur, near the Kazakh city of Kazakhstan. Search and rescue teams were quickly on the scene and reported that Mr. Hague and Mr. Ovchinin were alive and well. The emergency rescue system worked, the vessel was able to land in Kazakhstan. The crew are alive, Russia's space agency Roscosmos tweeted. NASA described them as being in good condition. They reportedly did not need medical treatment. NASA said in a statement that the two men were being taken to the Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center outside Moscow, and it was monitoring the situation carefully. What happens now? Russia's Deputy Prime Minister Yuri Borisov said no further manned missions would take place until we believe that the entire situation guarantees safety. He rejected suggestions it could harm U.S. relations, saying they recognized it was a high-tech industry linked to risk, but he added, "We certainly won't conceal the reasons, it is uncommon for such situations." Russia's space program has suffered a number of mishaps in recent years. In September, a hole was found in one of its spacecraft already docked at the ISS, which Russia's space agency said could have been made deliberately. The crew already on the ISS will not be affected by Thursday's aborted mission, Russia's TASS news agency reported, quoting an unnamed source as saying they have enough supplies.